Guys, hello, KM4ALO here. Uh, how my net started out is on Simplex, 2-meter Simplex, and it went through tons and tons of changes, completely. So I'll try and explain it here, kind of not to bore you, but just to brief it in little sections. The net started out on 146.560 simplex, just above 550, actually 570. And I used to do it there, and I'd get maybe 1 or 2 check-ins if I was lucky, because you know simplex has to have a very good antenna. So I considered repeaters, but you know I didn't really do anything with that until later. I'll tell you, as I said, the story will unfold. But the first thing I did was started looking on Echolink, because I used Echolink still a pretty good bit at the time. And I got on Wash DC conference server. I still know the guy. We don't talk like we used to, but we still talk occasionally. And at first I had 12 check-ins, then it went down to about 5 or 6, then it went down to about 1 or 2. The reason being is because, one, I called it the noon net, which means it was right dead center at 12 o'clock noon, interfering with the Handyham conference server net, which I'll get to that later too. And I would constantly go back and forth, saying, alright guys, you can come over here or stay over there, and no one came. So eventually, several people that I knew then have disappeared, his name is Richard. I can't think of his call. Not Mr. Coffee Richard, but a different Richard. He disappeared, and a couple other people I know have disappeared. But then, after a while, I finally switched it over to 147135 in Dalton, Georgia. That's Burt Coker's repeater, N4BZJ. And I experienced problems with that. Sometimes I wouldn't. But before I switched over to 135, actually it was 135, then after a while I just couldn't get it to work. So I switched over to Jim Millsap's machine, 145.430, on Mount Oglethorpe, and I had that for the longest time. I'd still connect up all my Echolink stations. I had Mount Mitchell and a couple other things. And at that time, between 135 and 430, I called it the Georgia PeachNet. I changed the name. So after that, it stayed that for a couple years. The new net taking the first name the longest, then the Georgia PeachNet. Now I have on Echolink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 stations so far. Some are repeaters, some are conference servers, some are conference servers with repeaters and links. The net now is called the Round Apple Net, because the Georgia PeachNet just doesn't fit its description anymore. And if you guys want to know, it's at 4 o'clock Eastern Time or 1600 UTC on my node 992588 or Kilo Mike 4 Alpha Oscar Oscar -L or IRLP 9008.